Claude Code just committed directly to domain again. And I already have this right here in my Claude.md. Never commit directly to main master branches. It's right there. But Claude ignores it from time to time, and it drives me crazy. Now, why does it do that? Because Claude.md is just guidance, and Claude can ignore this. So, what is the fix? The fix is actually Claude Hooks. Claude can't ignore them. And what you do is you create a bash script in your .claude/hooks directory. It intercepts every git command for the commits. And then it checks if you're on a protected branch. And if you are, it returns a block. And Claude cannot ignore this. At this point, it will typically create a feature branch instead. And then you have to add this also to your settings.json. And here's the gotcha in here, though, I found out, is you actually have to make sure that you use the entire absolute path. You can't use the tilde because it won't expand that. All right, so let's go ahead and give this a try. I'm actually on main here at this point, and I'm going to tell it explicitly, just go ahead and commit this to main, and we should see that hook kick in. So we'll just give it a minute here, let it think a little bit. At this point, it shouldn't be able to ignore that because this hook is in place. Now, normally, if you would do this, it would absolutely commit to main, and sometimes it just forgets. Now, there it is right there. That is my hook in place. Now, there's no way it can do this at this point, and it's going to ask me, hey, you've got a hook that blocks this, which is exactly what I want, and it's going to ask, do we want to create a feature branch, or how do we proceed? Unfortunately, sometimes it'll ask you to disable the hook and commit to main, which is certainly not what we want. But in this case, it's just going to prevent this from ever accidentally committing to main, which is exactly what we want to do. So I've got the full code in the description. Hope you enjoyed this little short thing. This has saved me tons of time. I work on a lot of open source projects, and there's nothing more frustrating than when Claude goes ahead and commits to main on an open source project, because then I have to unwind and fix that mess that it makes. So if you want more Claude tips, go ahead and like and subscribe, and I will have more of these coming.